Jeremy, how are you today, bud?
I'm good, Dan. How are you?
I am doing great. Just got a chance to watch the movie Grow, which is coming out in theaters on October the 3rd. And
Oh, Dan, it's changed. It's now October 17th.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
tell you why. Because my namesake, Taylor Swift, had a movie coming out, and not wanting to cause a family feud, they moved Grow along the road a bit.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's good to know.
yeah.
It makes sense though. I mean, you could capitalize on the confusion, but
Good.
all right, October 17th, Grow, great family movie. I mean, you kind of play this mad scientist kind of
Yeah.
guy in there, and this could be one of those Halloween slash fall movies that everybody wants to watch every year.
It could be one that keeps coming back, isn't couldn't it? Yeah, because it's a lot of fun. I think it's not necessarily going to age because it's all set in the countryside.
Hmm.
It's a lot of fun. And it's about, as you will have seen, Dan, it's kind of about found families, really. And it's about growing relationships as much as pumpkins. But central to that, it is about a pumpkin competition. And it's very fierce, of course, as these things are very competitive, and people do anything to win this competition, which has got a huge prize money at the end of it. And the central little girl in it, Charlie, she's got this affinity to commune with pumpkins and be a kind of pumpkin whisperer, as it were. And she knows how they're doing, how their health is, whether they're being given too many chemicals or too many fertilizers,
Yeah.
and so she can sort of attune herself to them and help this pumpkin grow enormously. And I play, a competitor who's doing the opposite to that, who's playing I'm a mad scientist guy, Mr. Gregory, and I'm growing my pumpkin in a lab, which, as you'll have seen, is the completely artificial environment for the poor old pumpkin. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to pumpkins in real life for Halloween, are you more of a pumpkin carver kind of guy or are you a pumpkin painter kind of guy?
Gosh, I've never painted a pumpkin. But I mean, my kids have left home now, although I now have grandkids.
Hmm.
But yeah, I carved them for a few years until my kids were like, I want to hold the knife. I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to watch you the whole time though, and don't let your mother know. But I did enjoy carving, and there was one that I did, which I went online and I sort of Googled some good designs,
Yeah,
and I
sure.
did a witch going on a broomstick going across the moon. And I was I took pictures of it, I was like super proud of it. And then somebody on Facebook said, this is what I've done. And it was much more ornate and clever. I was like, oh my goodness. The pumpkin carving world is competitive as well.
After you carve your pumpkins and whatnot, do you bake the seeds? Do you do anything differently? Do you have any kind of family recipe or
I don't know, no,
no?
because it's so unpleasant getting all those seeds and all the
Hmm.
gloopy bits out. I'm just like, going straight into the my onto the waste bin, the
Yeah.
green waste bin, of course.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Well, in our house, I'm the carver. My wife likes to get the
You
guts out of
are,
there. Yeah, I'm not a big guts guy myself.
yeah. Do you get a bit nauseous, Dan, with it? Do you get
No,
that?
it's just a greasy feeling. I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's horrible, isn't it? And there doesn't seem to be a utensil that does it successfully. You can't really sharpen a spoon or something, can you? Just scraping it all out is just like it's not a great it's not a great task.
Although the one thing I tried a couple years ago is you hook up a beater to a drill, and
Oh my goodness.
yes, it works. But you just
Get
gotta,
you.
keep it inside the pumpkin. Otherwise, it splatters everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we got to talk Ted Lasso 4, season 4. Can you
Oh
give
yeah.
it? Can you give us any kind of an inkling on what we can expect?
Well, as you might have read this, and this isn't a spoiler really, it's really about a women's team this year. So some of the seeds of that were scattered. Talking of things that grow at the end of season three. So yeah, that's that, and then that is a very, that is a different challenge to get that going from getting the guys team from season one, the unsuccessful and relegated team. So it's kind of the same, but not the same. This season, it's going to be. But one thing I can tell you is that the scripts are so great. Again, it's going to be very funny and fresh. That's what I think the show is. It's great quality.
That's such a great show. Looking forward to season four. And one of the highlights of the first three seasons was the Diamond Dogs, the male support group that you guys formed,
Yeah.
and all the great advice. What is the best advice you've given in real life as Jeremy Swift? Because you had some great pieces of advice on the show. What would you say is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever offered somebody?
I once said to my daughter, and I think I must apply it to myself, is I pointed at her brain and said, use that before, and I pointed to her mouth, this.
That's great advice. I didn't know where you were going with that, Jeremy, but yeah,
No.
okay. I like that. Okay,
Uh,
I've come up with a couple of real life scenarios. I want to see what Higgins would offer. What kind of advice? Okay, one of them would be kids starting a new school right in the middle of a new school year, moving away from all their friends. What advice would Higgins give to that child?
say hello to the first person you see who smiles at you and tell them your name.
Okay. Hello, whoever smiles at you, tell them your name. All right. And what about this one? What if you break something of your spouse's that has great sentimental value, but you don't know how to tell them? How would Higgins do that?
Well, how would Higgins do that? I think it's I have to show you something and then show it. And followed by an apology.
Just come right out and say it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't sit on this stuff, folks.
Oh, your role as Higgins, you're just one of those guys on that show. You come across as just a guy that you could tell anything to, and you would give great instruction on whatever it was. So, kudos to the role you play, and that's not only the only thing you've done. You played Sprat, of course, in Downton Abbey, and then
Uh-huh.
the role that I had never. I mean, this was before Ted, so I'd never seen you in this movie, and it was Jupiter Ascending, where
Oh,
you
yeah.
play the Russian guy, and to hear you do that accent, and when I first saw that, I'm going, wait a minute, that's Jeremy Swift. Can you do that Russian accent for us? Because I mean, all I've seen you do is the obviously your real accent.
Oh, man. Well, I don't do things on the spot like that. But I really enjoy doing accents, and I like working on them. And also the look for that role was so great because they had the Lord of the Rings guys, and although they didn't do huge makeup, they changed my complexion and they gave it looked really didn't look like me at all, and they changed my hair.
Hmm.
And it was that's my favorite thing, Dan, really, is just to do that's what I became an actor for, is to completely change everything, the look, the voice, and the mannerisms and all that. If I can do that, I'm really happy.
You've done an outstanding job from everything I've seen you in, so kudos to that. The new movie Grow, now going to be out October the 17th, because you don't want to conflict with your relative Taylor, who's got her new album coming out on October the 3rd, right?
Correct. Yeah. Don't want to mess with Taylor and in any way.
All right, and do you have a date for Ted Lasso 4? Do we know when that's going to be coming?
I don't, but I have read that it'll be kind of like late spring next year. I couldn't give you I couldn't be certain about that, but that sounds about right.
Well, hey, thumbs up on everything you've been doing. Looking forward to Ted Lasso season 4. And as I let you go, if you were not Higgins on that show, what role would you like to play on Ted Lasso?
Oh wow. Um, I'd love to play Coach Beard, but I'd never be cast in that role because I mean, people have made it what they've made it. I mean, and Brendan is amazing
Hmm.
in that part. He is such a comedy legend, I think. But yeah, It's difficult to say. Gosh, it's so difficult to say. I'm just so embedded in the show now. It's difficult to even imagine. But yeah, they're all such great characters.
They are. I mean, everyone on there, the cast is very well assembled. So, again, looking forward to it. Appreciate your time, and good luck with the new movie. And will you be buying Taylor Swift's album?
Well, I stream a lot, so I'm sure I'll be streaming it. I like the last double one that she did. I thought it was great. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Jeremy, thanks so much. Been a pleasure, and you take care.
Thank you, Dan. Great speaking to you. Thanks a lot.
You as well.
Podcasts by Federated Media.